This is part 2 to our ultimate 4x4 challenge trip. If you haven't seen part 1, I'll link it on the screen somewhere. So make sure to check out part 1 first. A bit of an explanation on the whole event and how we got there and whatever, and then come back and check this one out. There was some good action towards the second half of this. There was like a dam stage and some cool winching, and there was some other cool spots we got to see. So grab a can and check it out. All right, it's Tuesday, so day 3 of racing, and we camped out in the field last night, and all that rain actually caused a few more dramas. So they cancelled the night stage that they were planning last night because there was just too much water around and it was just too muddy. So we all camped in there, which was a plan anyway, but we had to stay in there. Like, we couldn't get back to base camp because the roads were flooded and everything like that. So we just come for a cruise this morning and we're on our way to stage 8 finish. They've already done one stage this morning and then they're way over, about to start it again, and then they're going to finish where we're going, and then we go up around the corner, and then they've got a gnarly winch wall up a rock face, so we're going to head there next.
What's going on, mate?
We're going up to get phone service. We've got Sherry in the big rig. This is the way to get phone service. It's a sick view though. So this is a prime example of potentially like a waypoint on a stage. So the last waypoint like might be way out in the middle of the paddock there, and they'll cruise around, they'll get the waypoint on the GPS, and then the next waypoint like might be at the top of this hill. So it's just like a free-for-all, find your way up the hill. And then when they race against each other, you know, like there might be a few people collect that waypoint consecutively, and then you'll all rally here and there'll be like 4 or 5 cars trying to get up the side of this mountain face to get the waypoint at the top. So it's like there's no defined track, it's just find your way through the scrub, collect the waypoints and keep moving. There are some specific bunted off areas that have waypoints that like you got to follow the bunting. That's more to keep them, like if there's a winch wall, like that's the way they have to go up the winch wall, just to save them like finding another way around. We're sitting up here on SS9 winch wall and all the cars just gathered down here, and Juzzy tricked him with the bunting, so he ran a bit of bunting here and then a bit of bunting on the other side of this cliff face, and yeah, they're all stressing out about how they're going to get up. There's sort of only one line here, but now that they're going to the start, they're rebunting it because this is the actual winch wall. And it was funny, like everyone was up here sussing out their lines, and obviously they didn't know, but you know, that's where they're going to go up. So he sort of tricked them all and stressed them all out. But this is still a gnarly winch wall, but obviously I'll see if I can get a shot from the bottom. But that was like insane over there. That was pretty much undoable to an extent in these cars. But yeah, here's still pretty gnarly. It's going to be some good action. Just having a bit of lunch at the top of the winch wall at the Spag Bog. What do you reckon of the view, Sherry?
I don't know why we drove up here to look at this.
It's unreal. 60 just parked at the top, showing them how it's done. See, this is actually Jason May, the driver of the other car, so they're helping get the one car up. Once they find a hot line, I think most of them will try and take that one line unless it gets super bottlenecked.
he would have just got him down.
Without that right seat. Alright, so last night we finished up with that winch wall at like 8 o'clock and then we drove back to camp. Took like over 2 hours to get back to camp, so we got back pretty late, like 10:30 or something. But the competitors actually had to go back. They fueled up and then they started, the stage open at like midnight or something, and some of them were racing till about 6 o'clock this morning. And then this morning the other stage opened at 7:30 I think, or 8 o'clock. So we're heading out there now. We're going to check out that stage. It's got a bit of a bog hole section that we're going to check out, and then straight after that they get into the big winch wall out of the creek where they've got to use a ground anchor to pull all that stuff out and get up on top. So it should be an interesting day.
I didn't see where you went. Are we going the right way?
So they've got a wall here and they had to run to get a cow tag with a number on it, and that's their number on the wall. Stage starts at the bottom, and then when they're flat at the top, buckled up, stage finishes. Check it out how high it is. How you going to go getting up there?
Oh mate, this will be our first one, so let's see how we go.
Need go-go gadget legs to get up there.
Yeah mate, you give us a bump up or what?
Yeah.
Where's your fucking drone?
Yeah.
Lift me up?
That's it. I'll give you a jump on my shoulders and good luck.
There we go.
Fuck it, that pulls up that.
show and shine here today, Phil.
No, definitely no show and shine.
Well, that's it for the morning stages. The competitors have one more stage that takes them from that winchfall area back to camp. And then they're doing like a memorial thing and a lunch, apparently, as far as I know. And then there's only a night stage tonight. And yeah, I'm not sure what's happening after that. So we're cruising back to camp, gonna have some lunch and kick back for the Arvo. Got a party at the night stage. Fire. Dam stage.
Fuck, the water's dropped.
Has it?
The water's up here.
Move the bunting, that's it.
That's what I think. Yeah, that's the water level on the bottom of the truck. Oh, it's pushing there.
Cruising around on the property. I think some of the stages today, or all the stages, all the hard bits are real far out, but we're currently just motoring around with the other crew. They're changing one of the stages or adding some bits to one of the stages, so we're cruising around with them. Hopefully we find a good spot we can perch up and see some action today, because other than that I don't think there's too much to see. But the view out here is pretty unreal. We've got flat country to the left, cliffs over to the right. So we're up here just setting up a small cattle tag run between two waypoints. We've climbed up the side of the mountain here, and then me and Sherry are going to wait here at this cattle tag, and then the other crew's going forward, and they will get the coordinates for the next cattle tag, and me and Sherry will ride it on this one. So they come along, punch in these cattle tag coordinates, go to the next one, and then they'll make their way to the next waypoint. So after we set up that cattle tag variation on the stage in the morning, they ran that stage around lunchtime. And this footage is from that section that me and Sherry drove up to set up the cattle tag. It got pretty chaotic. There was cars everywhere at one stage, all over the hill. Some people drove it, some people winched it. There was some pretty wild lines, so it was good to watch. And there was plenty of action to go around. They reran this stage in the afternoon. Instead of going up the little bog hole bit, they just crossed it and done a loop and then went back up the bank. It was just bunted different this time, so it was bunted so you could fit 3 or 4 cars wide because they had a bottleneck previously. So they reran this stage, bunted it wider so they wouldn't have as much of an issue with bottlenecking of cars. So they ran another night stage. We couldn't see too much from where we were. They just raced past in the creek. So I'll just chuck a couple clips of that in now. Got sent to do a recovery in this bloody rocky country, and we've already come across 2 broken cars on our way back to get the 3rd broken car. So it's pretty hard on the car out here.
Bushman need to put that in their showroom.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah.
I'll clamp them. them off and try and solder it in, because fuck trying to tow you through there.
Oh, yeah. It's coming out with it and whatnot.
Problem solved. Oh, we're here, we have a bit of lunch. So we finished up that recovery and we cruised back to camp and we kicked back for a while, and now we're heading out to the night stage. I don't think I'll film anything because the night stage tonight is like, they call it a hide and seek, which is there's 100 waypoints and they let them all go at once in this massive paddock, and then you just got to collect as many waypoints as you can within the DNF time, which I think is 3 hours. So they all just get let go at once. They hoon around in there for 3 hours and collect as many as they can. So it's a bit hard to video, but we're going to sit up on the hill and hopefully we can just watch it all for the night and we'll go from there. I think the final stages tomorrow are going to be pretty good. There's some pretty good things lined up, so stay tuned for that. There's only one stage this morning, and we watched the winch wall on the rock face. It was a compulsory winch, so we just watched a few cars on that, but then the end of the stage is through the dam that they went through the other night. So I'm here with Pat, we're just cruising back to the dam to watch all the cars through there because it is the last stage apparently, so there's going to be a lot of people hopefully sending it into the dam, and we should see some good action.
Yeah, that's what I fucking want. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll go.
Pretty sad looking truckload of cars.
What do you want, over and back to you?
You're gonna think like that, otherwise
Yeah.
go too hard.
Well, that's it. Ultimate Trip is done. I hope you enjoyed that two-part series. Keep in mind that all the race footage will be coming later on, probably the start of next year. I'll compile all the good race footage and put it into like an hour-long video or something like that, so keep an eye out for that. Once again, a massive thanks to Justin and the whole crew, his wife and everyone else that helped with the event and got us up there. We had an unreal time. It was so good to see the event. Like I said, I hadn't been to a long course event before, so it was awesome to check it out and see how it all works. And it was awesome to see them parts of Outback New South Wales. I hadn't been in that specific area before, so that was cool. And massive thanks to Sherry for putting his hand up to driving the big rig up there. Certainly probably wasn't the most enjoyable car to drive up there, but having the car up on that property made it that little bit better. If you are interested in racing this event, it's biannual, so it's every 2 years, and then Cliffhanger is on the opposite years, so Cliffhanger is every 2 years. But if you are interested in racing this event, head to Ultimate 4x4 Challenger on Facebook, Instagram, I think even TikTok. Go and check that out. Even if you want to marshal at events like this, you can put your hand up and marshal. For that, you need to go to ccda4wheeldrive.com.au. It's an experience not many people get to have, so it's worth checking out. So thanks for sticking around and checking them out. The next couple of videos will be from the Tubrack Winch Challenge we just done, and then there'll be one or two more, and that'll wrap the year up of videos. I'll see you on the next one.